Hey, and I'm back. Welcome to another episode of Out of the Darkness and Into the Light. And you know what I'm going to say next. I'm going to get this pillow straight behind my back. I just love the way that sounds. And I love the way that feels. This is going to be just a special episode today. I just thought I'd do this today in commemorating my favorite artist in the whole wide world, me. No, I'm talking about Michael Jackson, one of the most profound artists, one of the most talented artists, one of the most loving and kindest person I feel on the planet. I mean, there's a lot of people on the planet, but he was one of the number one. He was the kindest. He was the kindest. And I know you heard me say in a lot of my videos that I used to be a Michael Jackson impersonator. And I did from 1984 to 1994 up in California. Yay, California! But I was working on some special projects. I got some when I say some real serious projects coming up, man, I have some real serious projects coming up. And these projects are just not for me. I'm not being selfish with these products. These products is going to do what my favorite artist in the whole wide world used to do. He became very famous. Maybe that's in line for me. But he took the profit from his fame and he always tried to help people. There's nowhere in any recorded documentation that you can ever read where Michael Jackson really never tried to help anyone. Now you got those people that are trying to slander him and taint his name and taint his legacy, but you really can't find no one that said he never, ever not cared for people, not cared for people, and gave his money. He gave his money away. And you could see the types of organizations and the types of nonprofits that he gave his money to. They was necessarily not just for a tax write-off, but they were to benefit a true cause. And he was a true cause. He was a real true cause for the so-called black Americans and the indigenous people, as we want to be titled. We don't want to be titled, but that's the title that they gave us. And so he was really serious about his commitment to help those. And so I want to do the same thing as soon as these future dated ventures kick in. When I say future dated, I'm not talking about it's in the year 2031. No, we're talking about like weeks, months from now. And I want to be able to do the same thing. And I want to leave such a profound legacy for my kids and my grandkids, as so did Michael Jackson. He did that. And I've been hearing a lot of good reports about the movie. I think the movie's called Michael, where Jermaine's son, Jafaare, who grew up literally with Michael, and I'm pretty sure Michael had rubbed off on him and in such a way and in such a magnitude that his spirit and philosophy was embedded to him as a young kid. It was said that, can't prove it because no one wants to prove, not say prove, no one wants to say all the positive things that he was doing and the reason why he came up with the Neverland Ranch and he's just a big kid. No, but I heard some other things that were pretty much esoteric knowledge about the reasoning behind the Neverland Ranch, the reasoning so many people even wanted the Neverland Ranch, and the number one reason why he purchased the Neverland Ranch, aside from turning it into just what he said, a great place for amusement and everything. And also, we know that throughout the past histories about Michael that he had kids that were Make-A-Wish Foundation type of kids that come They sit in the movie theater. All the kids wanted to spend the night with him and sleep in the bed with him. And we grew up. Those who have kids, you know how your kids are. They just love sleeping in the bed and watching TV in the bed when you eating popcorn. So it had nothing to do with any type of sexual behavior, and that's the way they tried to tag it. But I know for a fact we used to chase our kids out of the bed all the time. Go in your room. That's what you got your room for. And you wake up in the morning, they back in the bed. my daughter Trinity, she just always had to be in the bed. Next thing you know, foot in my face, toes in my mouth, toes in my nose. Put her back in her bed, and she right back in the bed. So those are the type of things that maybe he missed as a child. Didn't get the opportunity to do that, especially when it started leading into him doing those things that his father drilled into him and his brothers to become successful musicians. And sometimes that's what it takes, that type of dedication. No one says anything when a boxer spends his time getting himself trained up to be the world's greatest boxer, and the trainer's giving him a hard time, cussing him out, riding behind him on a bicycle while the boxer running. And then he's the greatest of whatever that is. The gymnast, the gymnast. I'm pretty sure Simone Biles had plenty of days when she said, "What's going on with this guy?" But look, gold medals out the deal. So we're not going to harp on that, but we're not going to also down his dad, because his dad did what it took, and whatever that was that his dad took, and Michael couldn't stand. That was the food, the energy that drove him to be the man he was. Just think if he didn't do it. Just think if his dad didn't do it. Then you think he would be at the plateau or the level that he was at? Because he was already innate in him. It was already in him to be that. But you needed someone that's what a coach is on a football team. That's what a coach is on any athletic sports team. Gymnastics, you got a coach to help bring out your potential. So the dad wasn't doing anything wrong. The dad wasn't no more harsh than the dad I had growing up or the mom I had growing up with. And so those are the things that we instill in our children, so we want them to be successful. And we already know as Americans that it's hard. It's hard out here. So you just can't be just sitting back thinking life is just going to just hand you gold-plated whatever. You have to make an effort. You have to do it. There's always this connotation, or there's always this saying when I was coming up. It says, nothing beats an effort but a try. But then, golly, if you try, and you like the sensation and the feeling of that accomplishment for trying, I guarantee you won't just try one time. You'll try again, and try again, and try again. And each one of those try agains are different endeavors where you thought you would give up, but you tried again. Now you got over 10 billion endeavors that you was going to give up on, but you tried again. Now look at you. You're successful in that endeavor. You're successful in that endeavor. And that's the kind of stick-to-itiveness that parents teach their children, because they want to see them, of course, do a whole lot better than that they did financially, or maybe it could be the environment, or maybe just a total experience altogether than what the parents did. And so there was nothing wrong with that distilling that his dad did. And I'm pretty sure right now, him and his dad is up in heaven. They're up in heaven. No, they're up in heaven, and his dad says, no, wait a minute. I had this joke before I came out. Let me think about it again. Okay, so they're both up in heaven now. And so Michael goes up, and no, who came first? The chicken or the egg? No, Michael went first. The dad went second, right? Something to that effect. Okay, let's say Michael went first, and then the dad came second. So then Michael's up there, and the dad comes. And they say when you go and transition to the next level of whatever that level is, that you see your family members are coming there to greet you, correct? Okay, so follow me, because this is still a joke, but I'm just kind of giving you like a precursor to the joke. And so Michael's up in heaven. No, he ain't doing Beat It in heaven because he wants to stay there. He's singing that song, Tell the Angels No. Heaven can wait, and then, darn it, now he's there. But the girl is there with him too. So I can think all of his songs. Okay, let me tell the joke. Okay, so Michael's up in heaven, right? And then the dad shows up, and they say like when you come in heaven, you come into that afterlife. You see the light at the end of the tunnel, and then you go in. But then there's family members that have went on, ancestors that have went on before you, right? And so they're greeting you, right? So they're greeting you in heaven, right? So here's Michael greeting his dad. Ah, Dad! He didn't call him Joe or Joe Jackson. It's Dad! It's the energy. The energy is there now. Daddy, 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 or Dad, or Pops. My son would be calling me Pops. Pops! But anyway, the joke. Okay. So, he sees his dad. And his dad goes, "Oh, son, I just was praying for the day that I would die and go to heaven and come and be with you. Because I sure didn't want to go downstairs. It's pretty hot down there. You need a fan, air conditioning. I got no air conditioning down there. So I definitely wasn't going down there." And I know many people thought the way that I treated you that that's why I would end up. But guess what? They escorted me up here the moment that they thought I was getting ready to leave that other plane because of the great job I did with raising you. And then you know what Michael would say? "And you're absolutely right, Dad. And you made me, while I was on the plane, be one of the greatest entertainers that ever lived. Your hard work paid off." "Yes, that's right. Now that we're up in heaven, what are we gonna do?" And Michael said, "Leave me alone. Leave me alone, leave me alone, just stop dogging me around." He never ain't gotta do it no more, Joe. Leave him alone, just beat it. Beat it, kid. Now all his songs come into play. "I told you, don't you ever come around here. Don't wanna see your face, you better disappear." "No, it's just kidding, Dad. Come on, give me a hug." "Nope, psych." That's my Michael Jackson. The movie is out. I think it's titled Michael, and it's got his nephew in it. And I've been hearing this getting rave reviews, and I'm hearing people that was doubting and doing all this other naysaying and doubting his ability to do whatever that was. To make the movie. I think even the creator of the movie, or the guy who came up with the even idea and concept, was trying to get impersonators, lookalikes, like me and like those other guys to do it. And then, bam! I bet you Michael said, "Hey, why don't you get my nephew?" "Michael, what? You behind the curtain. You know you always don't like to be seen. You know you always got..." "There you go, over there. What'd you say?" "Get my nephew." But anyway, he does such a great job. I'm going to go see the movie, and I'm going to dress up like this. Because the reason I said that I'm going to dress up like this, of course, I used to be a Michael Jackson impersonator. I love him. That man is the most honorable person, I think, on the planet. And of course, he's a genius. But, what was I talking about? Going to commemorate him by dressing up and doing my full makeup gear. I'm testing it out now. I'm sitting in the patio, and that's what I did when I used to impersonate him. I used to find out because he started to his complexion. You know, he had to fight that skin disease, and so he chose the one that was the lightest because that was the one that was dominating, and so that's a smart move too. And so, you know, but when I initially started out, I actually looked just like him, and I have to say it my own self. I actually looked like him in the Beat It era and the Off the Wall and all those pictures, and that's what triggered me to really consider it, because I kept getting this, "Man, hey, you know, you look an awful lot like Michael Jackson," and I loved his music. Never considered doing the impersonation, and the rest is history. So 84 to 94, that's a pretty good history. But I wanted to go there and present this idea to the theaters that's got him. Have Jafaare, got him doing Michael. And they said that he just did a transition. It's like the spirit of Michael overtook him. Now that's a great possession. You know, he didn't go head spinning all around. He spit out split pea soup and floating. But he transitioned into his uncle, who definitely had a great influence on him, and he was proud to do that. You could see whenever they're doing interviews with him, he literally is like he could have been Michael Jackson's son, but he is in a sense because he's in the family and what have you, his nephew. But it was like talking to Michael all over again. And I've seen some of the clips, and he has the same demeanor, so you can tell he was pretty much governed by his uncle, and he loved his uncle. So getting back to me though, I love my uncles too. But getting back to me, I was thinking because I went to where did I go? Oh, I went to the Walmart shopping center, and I think I had this jacket on, maybe a white shirt like this, and my black pants with the buttons down the side. And as we were coming back from the Walmart, I chose to take take a detour, and we detoured, and I was asking the driver who was driving us, hey, can we stop here at the Goodwill? I want to look in there and see. Can I? What was I looking for at the Goodwill? I was looking for. Believe me, I ain't embarrassed about shopping at Goodwill. I was trying to remember what I actually initially went there for. I was going there to find something. Oh, the corner shelf. I got a section in my room that everything is just sitting on the floor, and if I seen a corner shelf or a nice lightweight shelf, I could put it in the corner and stack those things on there. And I also know that a lot of times in the Goodwills, you can find some authentic items, and you can find some things that are treasures. You can find some things that are worth their weight in gold sometimes, if you know how to look for the right things. And sometimes I do it for the books, I used to do it for my books, for my esoteric studies, and I would just go to where the book section is, and everybody wants to get the novels and the Tom Clancy novels and things like that, but I'm looking for things like dictionaries from back in the 1912, encyclopedias, maps, and things like that. I'm interested in those kind of esoteric items, And so anyway, to make this long story short, so I'm in the Goodwill, and a lady came up to me and she said, excuse me, is this particular product, is it 50% off? And I said, oh, I'm sorry, ma'am, because two people I guess they thought I worked there because I was talking to someone about quality of clothes and how to dress, how to choose the Euro sizing compared to the U.S. sizing. And so when the gentleman was with his wife, and then he pointed to me to answer this lady's question, and I guess he thought I worked there. I don't know how he thought that, but anyway, that's okay. I love him for doing that. And so she asked me, was this particular item, the green tagged item, was 50% off? And I said, ma'am, I'm sorry, I apologize. I don't work here. So I said, but I tell you what, for you, yes, it's 50% off. You just go up to the counter, point back and say, hey, that guy said it's 50% off. And see, if it wasn't, I would have been willing to do the balance. See, when I tell you about the stuff about giving to people and helping people, and that's why I told her that. I said, oh yeah, for you, 50% off, whatever it was. I knew that I would be able to cover the remaining balance. And so I thought about it. I said, well, you know what? While she's still, browsing and shopping, this random person. Remember, I told you, speak to everybody when you go into the store. See what the difference makes when you speak to someone when you're in the stores. Don't matter what type of store. Remember that. So I go up to the counter, and as I make it up to the counter, I asked the cashier. She was attending with someone. And I said, excuse me, just real briefly, the green tags have off? And she says, she pointed to this display sign that said, no, the green tags were $1.49 each. And so I said, oh, great, I'll tell the lady. And then I didn't see her. But she was walking through the aisles, and then I said, well, I'll go back and do what I'm doing, right? And so I run into her, and I says, ma'am, you know what? They're $1.49. She says, yeah, someone just told me that, and I see the sign. And so that's twice. I'm giving you an example of just talking to people, trying to help people. I didn't have to go try to find out if they were 50% off after a while. After a while. After all, I didn't work there. I wasn't an employee. I wasn't an employee there. But I took it upon myself to go do the research just for her. She was a senior, so I was taking care of my seniors. And she wasn't of my ethnicity neither, but she was my senior. And so I was taking care of her in that sense. And then so I'm walking with the people that I came in with, and we saw some items, and I saw a couple of items that I wanted. And so we were over like in this little section where there's shoes, and I kept noticing all the Goodwill employees kept gathering around that area. And they were waiting for me to finish talking with the person who I was shopping with. And one of them said, "Can we take a picture with you?" I said, "Sure." I said, "You look..." Now, I wasn't dressed like I'm dressed now. Just the jacket and the shirt and maybe the brooch. And they said, "But you look just like that." I said, "Can we take a picture?" "Sure." So they take a picture with me in the store. Now, there's 4 incidents already that I've told you. Just speaking to people in the store, you can see the difference, and just speaking to someone even in Goodwill, that changes the whole demeanor of the employees. And then I started noticing all the other shoppers was doing the same thing. They were starting to, gravitate toward my way or looking in the direction I was at, because they was curious to know why all these people are starting to gather around me. And I guess this was drawing attention to say, "I think there's a celebrity in Goodwill. He looked like Little Richie." I've heard that before. No, somebody used to say, "Boy, you sure look, you look like James Brown." I've heard that before. Oh, one lady called me, not in Goodwill, but I'm just saying in different occasions. One lady said, "Have anybody ever told you you look like Jermaine Jackson?" I said, "No," because we haven't. But anyway, it don't matter that I didn't get offended by none of that. I know who I am, and I'm comfortable with who I am. So that's not even an issue with me. But the point I'm trying to bring is this: look how speaking to someone makes a difference. And I guarantee you, Michael wanted to do that all the time, but he just couldn't because of the status that he held. But he tried his best to do it. But the security and all those guys around him was like, "Michael, come on, man." They gave him the Jesus speech. Jesus said, he's with the crowd. It says in the scriptures that Jesus was in the crowd, and he's in the city where the woman with the issue of blood is, and she heard that Jesus was passing by, so she said if she could just touch the hem of his garment, she'd be made whole. So as the story goes on, he had just he was leaving, can't think of where he's at, and it's not important because I'm not being tested for it right now. But he was leaving the city where the Legion, he was leaving the city where he had just casted out all the demons in Legion. He says, "Let's go over to the other side." They said, "Yeah, that's the other side of the record." He said, "No, the other side of the ocean. What are you talking about?" So anyway, they go to the other side, right? So he's with a crowd of people, and so it says that, and so the crowd was thronging him. They was thonging him. They all had on thongs going, "Stop, get it." No, I'm just kidding. They were thronging him, or whatever the scripture uses in the old English language. In other words, they was just all around and bumping into him. and I'm supposed to be serious. I'm looking like Michael. He was a jokester too. Okay, so in the scripture says, so they were crowding around him, and so Jesus turns to the disciples and says, "Who touched me?" And if I remember, because I don't remember scriptures verbatim anymore on purpose, but he says, "Who touched me?" And the Peter or someone of them said, "Oh, come on, teacher, master, Swami, whatever we calling you. That's all these people around you. Everybody touch you, Jesus." No, Senor. This touch was a touch of virtue. And so the woman with the issue of blood supposedly spoke up and said, "It was I, sir." And Jesus says, "Woman, thy faith hath made thee whole." Go that way, thy faith hath made thee whole. So I'm saying that, what was I going at anyway with the crowd? Oh, the crowd. See, the crowd. They're interested in the crowd factor is what I was talking about, and it generates such an energy. And so the people around you, wherever you go, if you just speak to them, that energy, you don't know what the deal is. They could be the woman with the issue of blood. And the cold part about the story about the woman of issue of blood, when you hear the origin or the etymology of the origin of the woman with the issue of blood, it said that she had this disease, this not disease, well, it was a dis-ease, but she had this hemorrhaging that wouldn't stop. And so she had spent all she had, paid all the physicians. So apparently she went from wealthy to being poor, trying to cure this condition she had, because one of the requirements was she had to have a particular dress, not dress like a lady's wearing a dress, but dress like I'm dressed up, a dress, an attire on, and she couldn't walk or be on the same sidewalk or pathway. So if someone was walking toward her, she'd have to warn them ahead of time and go, unclean, and then she had to go to the other side of the street, and they would pass, looking at her going, ooh, that's the lady with the issue of blood. No, I'm just kidding. But that was the requirement, right? So I've always said, when I used to teach this, so I always said, so if that was the requirement, that this lady, and everybody knew who she was, they used to call her Stanky Lady. That's Stanky Lady. No, I'm just kidding, the little kids did. But anyway, the requirement was for her to have to identify herself as being unclean when she's being approached and on a pathway. She had to identify herself as being unclean, and then the people had to stop and go, oh shit, that's Stanky Lady. And she had to cross. Okay, she's not Stanky Lady. She's the woman with the issue of blood. No one's She had to cross over. So I always said this one thing. See, this is never taught under the fundamentals or the principles of faith, because it says in Hebrews 11:1 that now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of that thing not seen. Just like in the beginning with Genesis, when God says, let there be light, and then it says, and then God saw the light and it was good. So he spoke it into existence, the universe heard him, and then it produced it. So anyway, you guys are going to make me go back into preaching mode. And I'm not going to do that. So anyway, here's my point. If the woman with the issue of blood, who had to identify herself as unclean with passing in the marketplace or on the street, and had to cross the street and avoid them, and then Jesus is standing around a crowd of people. There's a crowd of people gathered around Jesus, and it says he's healing people and he's casting out demonic influences and everything. And then he turns and goes, hey, who touched me? and then one of his, probably Peter, who said, Lord, I'd never forsake you. And that happened too later on. But anyway, so the woman with the issue of blood, right? She's got this rule and regulations. You know, like today we got handicap stickers. She had a handicap dress. You know, back then she had the let me do it again. So today we have the handicap sticker. You know, but back then you had to have the dress. You had to dress the part. Hey, unclean. Cross the street. Boom. So she goes where Jesus has got a crowd of people around him, and he's healing the sick, and hopefully they did do that one time, but that's another story. We're not going into religious teachings and esoteric knowledge that's hidden in that book. But I wanted to prove a point about you speaking to people in a crowd and just don't know what type of positive energy that will do to a person when you're speaking in the crowd. So let's finish the story with Jesus and the stinky lady. She's not stinky lady. Stop saying that. Okay. All right. And so this is what I teach, and this is what I try to help people understand. Because a lot of times when they hear the story, they just tie it into the fact that she touched the hem of his garment. And I've heard somebody break it down and like, oh yes, and because back then the priests had this robe,
and the anointing oil was gathered into him. And so,
But he wasn't walking there as a priest. He was just like me and you. He had on his jeans, his flip flops, and a water bottle. And no, he didn't. But anyway, he didn't have no robe on because he wasn't there in a ceremonial. What do you want to call it? A ceremonial place. He wasn't there to do that. He wasn't doing like we do now. We'll put on a robe and go,
I am the most pious person on the planet. Come around, let me pray for you.
he wasn't doing that. He was just, hey, you need him in here. Get up, be gone. You are. People starting to gather around. They feel the energy. Hint, hint. They're starting to gather around. They feel the energy. Hint, hint. They're starting to gather around. They feel the energy. And so somebody touches Jesus. And Jesus turns to his disciples and go, hey, who touched me?
Oh shoot! I thought we was the best bodyguards on the planet. We didn't let somebody touch Jesus. I thought we was better than the Secret Service and somebody didn't touch Jesus. And then
Smarty Pants said, what do you mean who touched you? There's all kind of people around you touching you. Shoot, they touching you, they bumping into you. We try to keep them from pickpocketing you. You're in New York somewhere. No, I'm just kidding. It's Subway, California. No, I'm just kidding. And he said, no. This touch, virtue came out of me. Now, virtue is a source of power. See? Get wisdom and virtue. That's a source of power. So he says, no, virtue came from out of me. And the lady said,
it was me. I'm sorry, sir.
I'm sorry, sir. Now, point. If the rule was she couldn't be around a person just transversing in her, walking on her path, and she had to go, unclean. Then they stop and go, oh my God, stinky lady. Okay, she's not a stinky lady. Oh my God, stinky lady. And then she crossed the street, and then she can move on about her business. They move on about our business. How did she get into this crowd? How did she get in the middle of this crowd? Because if the conditions were still the same, here's the crowd, and then she gets in the middle, she starts getting in the crowd, it'll go, pew! And Jesus has been standing there by herself. What happened? Ran out of powers? What? Can I help you, ma'am? See, it didn't happen like that. Because, remember, we're talking about Hebrews faith. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence not seen. And then we're also talking about Genesis 1:1, where God says, let there be, and then there was. So I believe that the woman said, to hell with this handicap sticker. I'm going to put on the prettiest dress I got. I know they call me stinky lady, but I'm going to keep pockets of perfume and stuff them in my bosom spasms. And I'm going to get through that crowd. And I'm going to get in front of him and tell him my condition, and I need to be healed. She didn't do all that to touch some oil on his robe because he didn't have on a robe. So anyway, my point is this. She changed her mentality the moment she heard where the location he's going to be.
Hey, there's going to be a party down at 5th Avenue at the park.
She heard, oh, shoot. She said, put on her best dress. That way she could walk there without going, unclean. Unclean. By the time she did all that, they would have heard and said, hey, stinky lady coming, Jesus, let's go. I know I'm going to hell for that, but I'm going to be just like Michael and they're going to release me. So, she had to change her mindset in the beginning. You need to change your mindset in the beginning and future date everything. See, that now that you banking on, it's gone. That's what it's called. Now. Oh, shoot, you mean now? No. Now. What? No, now. See, that now is gone. Now? No, now. What you mean now? No, now. Give me a second. Okay, time's up. See, never say that. Give me a minute. 1001, 1002. See, words are containers. So the lady with the issue of blood realized one thing. If I don't change my mindset, and if this person's able to do this down here at Joe's pool hall, wherever he was at, park, I said pool hall, I meant to say park. Park.
Jesus playing pool. Look there. He's finna hit the 8 ball.
Good. Infinity loop, 8 ball. You guys are going to get it one day. And so if she changed her mind before she even went, to go see the man with the master plan. That's why she got through the crowd undetected as Stinky Lady. I know I'm not going to call her Stinky Lady no more. Stinky Lady. So she wouldn't have that reputation. So she dressed the part. Sometimes you got to dress the part. You got to dress the part because that's the way you feel inside. You dress the part because you do it anyway. You do it unconsciously. You dress the part. Oh shoot, I don't feel like getting dressed. I'm just gonna wear these old holy drawers and this old holy t-shirt and just walk around the house. I ain't got nowhere to go. Dress the part. I dress like this. I never let nobody see me out in public unless I'm dressed appropriate. When I'm around the house, you don't want to see me when I'm walking around the house because I'm naked. No, I'm just kidding. I'm naked of my dress up attire. I got my flip flops on and my shorts, man, and my t-shirt. Come on, give me a break. I do walk around naked sometimes. In the bathroom after I take a shower. Gotcha. All right, let's get our mind back on the track of what we was talking about. You gotta do it. So I was telling you the story about Goodwill. So as it turns out, I took the picture with the guys and girls and Goodwill employees and Goodwill customers was even coming up to me just asking me random questions, and had a conversation with a guy who actually saw the Michael movie, and we conversated while I was standing in line to pay for the items that I bought. And so I thought about something. I said, wow, they took a picture with me. I wanted to do one thing, and I wanted to take a picture with them and put it on the Out of the Darkness Into the Light episode, and I did. It's about a 1 minute long, so when you see it, I'm gonna do it at the end of this video because I'm telling you about it, but I hadn't cued it in. Boy, that's a loud rumble. It's like earthquake, San Francisco, Oakland. The ground is shaking. Oh, that's weird. But anyway, so after I paid for my purchase, and I actually seen one of the ladies that worked there. You'll see in the video. She was the one in the middle. I think her name was Michelle. Hi, Michelle. Oh, and Jada. Jada, stop hiding. How you doing? And Susan. Susan insisted on just taking a picture with me and her. Not a group picture. I want one with him by myself. I'm going to frame it. All right, Susan, frame it. You got my permission. But I'm just telling you about how just being nice and showing love to one another. And so at the end, I said, you know what? I'm going to ask them if I could take a picture of them. And then it dawned on me, no, why don't you just take a picture of the video and make it be your morning shot for the video? It's only like 1-2 minutes long. And you'll see some of the reactions of just a few people from that time going to the Goodwill. So I'm telling you today, in honor of my hero. You know who my hero is. In honor of my hero, do that. In honor of him, do that. Remember Memorial Day? You don't have to wait till Memorial Day to memorialize somebody. You can appreciate them every day. You can appreciate them every day. See, I went to breakfast with two beautiful young ladies yesterday, and while they were waiting on me to come back from running an errand, I wanted to check on something, and they were still in the restaurant waiting, to pay for the what have you. And so I know where there was 2 bushes that had a beautiful morning glory plant. It's a flower. It's a red flower that kind of fans out like that, and in the middle it has this nice beautiful petal with all the little yellow seeds around it. And then adjacent to it is a real low hedge of violets. And the person, the helper, Her name is Violet. And so the last time we were there, I picked some violets, and then I picked some the other flower for my friend. And so that day, yesterday or Saturday morning, no, it's Saturday morning now, Friday morning. So when they were waiting on me, I went and picked some flowers for them. I went and picked the flowers and brought it to them. We were getting ready to come out of the restaurant, and so I brought them flowers. Just a nice gesture. See, I didn't even have to pay for those flowers. They appreciated them. Nature gave me those flowers. Nature says, hey, they're in bloom. They're in bloom. It's okay to take them. But remember, when you take them, don't just break them off. You find out where they lead from that branch, and then take them from there. That's a safe place to take them. See, you got to respect nature. You got to respect natural. And so I gave them the flowers. See, I gave them the flowers, and they appreciated them. They're right now inside in a canister. So nice gestures, nice energy. See, you draw. He said, with love and kindness have he drawn you. Love and kindness. And so that's how we draw everything. And if you got hatred, you're going to draw that too. You reap what you sow. You sow what you reap. It's cheaper to keep her. Wrong artist, wrong song. And anyway, remember what I said, okay? Remember what I said. We're going to love on somebody today, right? Yes. We're going to open the doors for our seniors today. Yes, right. And we're going to just do some kind of nice gesture. And we're going to memorialize those that have went on before us and have paid the price. And they have a legacy, and their legacy is alive in us. We got a lot of stuff going on right now politically. We have a lot of stuff going on ethnically. And so we want to at least be the ones who love on each other. We want to show the love. We want to represent the love, okay? And if you can do that, that'll make me...
You want to make me happy? You want to make me happy?
Show some love. Show some love. All right? Be nice to somebody today. Speak to them. I know. They get on your damn nerve. What that looks? You ain't never heard Michael curse. Why are you cursing? I ain't cursing, because if I did, I'd say you wake up in the morning with 2 heads and 6 horns. That's a curse. We gotta be nicer to each other. Kinder. Tell jokes if you got to. Break the ice. Break the ice. Loosen up. Loosen up. Everybody ain't out to kill you. Are they? You're a celebrity. You're on celebrity status. You need security now. You need special forces to follow you around. Everybody out to kill you. You can't speak to them. Your deeds are that evil. You know, oh, shoot, they may recognize me. Who they may recognize? No, just wave. Don't say nothing. Smile. Yeah. Hey, I recognize that smile. I think that's the guy who go around smiling all the damn time, making people happy. Sniper. Give me a break, man. Come on. But I know you guys are going to do it. We're just talking to those who are going to see the video for the first time and go, wow, man, he's really encouraging the things that I do. I'm just sometimes in a position where I'm in a place where I just don't feel comfortable doing it, but I think I feel comfortable doing it now. Hi, how you doing? Good morning. Taking your garbage can out to the side of the road and you see your neighbor. Hey, good morning. The ones you don't speak to, because there's ones you speak to every day. You know who they are. You speak to them every day. Hey, how you doing? Then there's other one. They make so much damn noise. Look at that. Look at that. They need to cut their damn grass. And this, and okay, calm down. And you know what I'm talking about, right? So we're going to be nice, right? Yes. And we're going to love on each other? Yes. And you know what else we're going to do? We're going to smile. Because remember, I never did do the 7 rules of life, and I never did the 8 toxic people you should just get rid of. I didn't want to do that one today, but the 2 that I would like to leave you with is, if people are doubting how far you can go, you go so far that you don't hear them anymore. See, if they're doubting how far you can go, only you know your capabilities, Only you know how far you can go. Now, they may not be able to endure the distance that you're going to go. They may not be able to endure the challenges that you're going to face. But if people are doubting how far you can go, then you go so far, you don't even hear them no more. Beat it, beat it. That's what you tell them, beat it. You don't want to come around here. Don't want to see your face. You better disappear. If people are doubting how far you can go, you go so far. Don't even hear them no more. See? Out of sight, out of mind, out of ear range, out of my brain. Hey, that kind of rhymes. But figure something out for that one. And the second one is, never let a stumble in the road be the end of your journey, because your journey hasn't ended yet. You haven't made it to your destination. You must make it to your destination. See, the Jacksons had a song titled album, Destiny. They had a 3D dot. That's what they had. But then on the album, they had a three-dimensional presentation of the word destiny, and all the brothers were sitting on top of the destiny. See, so never let us stumble in the road be the end of your journey. There's going to be roadblocks. There's going to be people that you're going to have to toxic people. Them you're going to have to try. You're going to get rid of them, but you're going to try to get rid of them up here first. Just get them out of your head. Will you get out of my damn head? Oops. Yeah. Well, no, there's a dam in Las Vegas, the Hoover Dam, and that's what the beavers do. They build a dam. Got you, didn't I? See, now you reverse the word damn and you spell the word mad. You got mad because you couldn't catch me saying the word damn. You stop cursing. I ain't cursing. Haven't told nobody to wake up in the morning with a tail and horns and go, that's a curse. So never let us stumble in the road. That's right. Be the end of your journey, because your journey doesn't end until you reach your destination. You haven't been on this damn journey for 20 years. Well, apparently you ain't made it to your destination. Some destinations take a now, oh, that's gone. I'm here. Now. Oh, yeah. See? And the other one is I'll leave you with number one of the 7 rules of life, and that's let it go. You let what go? Let what go? No, I got to hold this. This is my time. No, I ain't letting this go. Man, you done lost your Michael Jackson looking like mine. I ain't letting this go. No, let it go. See? Never ruin a good day. Never take the end off. That's ever. You mean never? No, I mean never ever. Never ever ruin a good day by thinking about a bad yesterday. What the heckity heck are you thinking about a bad yesterday for? That was yesterday. See, I started this video talking about a good yesterday, not a bad yesterday, because I'm not going to ruin today thinking about a bad yesterday. That was yesterday. I told it in my psyche, beat it. Oh, it's working now. It's working now. Never ruin a good day by thinking about a bad yesterday. Never let us stumble in the road be the end of your journey. You haven't reached your destination. You're not at the end of your journey. Now, when you get to the end of your journey, you can look back and reflect on how many bumps in the road you hit, how many detours you had to endure, but you're at your destination now. I seen a commercial. I don't know what it was for, but the commercial was like, these people just pothole. They got a similitude of a pothole that's in the bed with them and the pothole, and so for some reason it's saying that bad experience with these potholes have followed him and it stick with him. But we don't do that. See, we never ruin a good day by thinking about a bad yesterday first. That's over with. That's gone. No. It was bad. Now, if it was good, of course, you want to reminisce, think about it all the time. You want to write about it, make a movie about it. But if it was bad yesterday, don't bring it into today. And the other thing, what did we say? Never let her stumble in the road. Be the end of your journey, because your journey It's just a route that takes you to your destination. Of course there's going to be stumbles in the road. You think you're going to drive down any one of America's highways and never stop at a stop sign, yield sign, or a red light? You think you're going to drive down any one of America's streets, highways, and interstates and never have to slow down because traffic is boggling down during commute hours? Or when you get off the off-ramp, and then at the end of every off-ramp is a red light or a stop sign. So there's always going to be a stumble in the road. But you cool. You ain't made it home yet, so you ain't going to freak out because there's a red light out after you get off the off-ramp. Ah, red light! Ah! No, never let us stumble in the road. It'll be the end of your journey. I know, I'm going to calm down because normally when I do this, when I have my coffee, and it usually keeps me warm, and it keeps me cool, and it keeps me from cursing, and it keeps me... No, I'm just kidding. So, this has been another episode of Out of the Darkness and Into the Light. And remember what I said, we're going to love on people today. We're going to open doors today. Yes, we're going to open doors today. And we're going to say hello to our seniors. We're going to say hello to even the people that's in the house with us. Don't forget about those that are in the house with us. We're going to say hello to them too. Yeah, we're going to say hello to them too. I know they piss you off, but you're going to smile. That's rule number 7 of the 7 rules of life. Smile. Life is short. Enjoy it while you have it. Right? Right. Until the next episode, try to do something very, very special for someone. Try to do something very memorial rated for someone today, okay? Yeah, 250-year anniversary of America. We're going to shits. After 250 years, we can't do no better than that. We have fell for every stumble in the road. We haven't reached our destination yet. But our journey isn't over with. And we're not going to ruin a good day by thinking about it yet bad yesterday, America. You hear me, America? Never ruin a good day by thinking about a bad yesterday. And, of course, 7 rules of life. Number 6, it's on you. Only you are responsible for your happiness. Not the 250-year celebration of America, not Memorial Day, not the 4th of July, not Christmas, not mama, not daddy, not boyfriend, not girlfriend, not me bringing you flowers. Here's your flowers, sweetie. Only you. Only you are in charge of your happiness, all right? Like Bobby McFerrin used to say. Bobby McFerrin, out of San Francisco Conservatory Music Consortium, him and Robin Williams was good friends. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy, okay? And until the next time, this has been another episode of Out of the Darkness and Into the Light. And you know what I'm going to say next? I just love the way that sounds. And I love the way that feels. And I love you. And I love you. Oh, and I love you. And you over there. Okay, I love you too. Oh, wait a minute. I love you too. Oh, I love you too. I love you too. Oh, and I love my friends over there at Goodwill. Hey, Susie. Hey, Michelle. Can't find Jada. She's always hot. There she is. Hey, Jada. Hey, Jada.